Hi, so today we're going to be taking a look at the iPhone SE second generation and see how it holds up in the year 2023. This iPhone was originally released in January of 2020, and it features the same chipset processor as the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The only difference between those is those feature 4 gigabytes of RAM, whilst this features 3 gigabytes of RAM. Doesn't make much of a difference except in the number of apps you can have open at one given time. Still super quick, still opens YouTube really fast, settings, no problem, scrolls quick. The only difference between this and the newer iPhones is the 120Hz display featured on the ProMotion models, the Pro models, the 13 and 14 Pro. Even the regular 14 and 13 don't feature this. So this is a 1334 by 750 LCD. It's a little higher than 720p, not much. So it's a pretty good display. It is Retina, which means Apple advertises Retina as 326 pixels per inch. So it's sharp. It's the same as every other iPhone basically ever. So like this one is the XR. This one got a lot of flack because it had the same pixel density as quote the iPhone 4, which all iPhones do except ones with what does Apple call those displays? I don't know, the higher resolution Pro XDR or whatever they call them. But this phone holds up great in the year 2023. There's nothing to complain about. The battery life isn't the best, but I mean, I carry multiple phones, so I don't really see a problem with it. But it can last 5-6 hours of screen on time, so it's not terrible. It'll get you through a day as long as you're not like watching YouTube on it the whole day, but I guess if you're doing that, you might as well be at home. So it is a little device. It is small by today's standards. I have average size hands, but I can go all the way around it. So that's even the XR. I can't. Yeah. So this is a big jump if you're coming from anything bigger than a regular iPhone 6, 7, 8, or whatever. I use lots of different size phones. I love using a phone of this size. It is comfortable. It's nice to hold. It's convenient to have something this small. It would be more convenient if it had a headphone jack, but can't get everything you want. So how does this phone open apps? It's super snappy. There's nothing to complain about on this phone. I mean, this thing is a year before processor, and this looks newer. It's not. I really don't see a downside to buying one of these. This one is unlocked, 94% battery health. I bought it locally, $75. Works great. Guy told me this one was unlocked. It wasn't. I paid $95 for it, but I'm not too salty. It is 100% battery health. Basically mirror finish new. And this thing I got for $70 as well. This thing is an unlocked iPhone XR. Nice phone, not reviewing it in this video anyways. So, should you buy an iPhone SE 2020 in the year 2023? I think so. I don't think you should pay any over $125 for this phone. At $125, you can get an iPhone XR cracked. I mean, you can get an iPhone XR for $180. Nice. That's a better deal than this at $125. If you can get this at $100, buy it every day. It's worth it, 100%. Latest version of iOS. It'll run probably iOS 17, 18, maybe 19. I don't know, but it'll be a good phone for years to come, and you should not have any problems if you have it. If you like the form factor of these smaller iPhones, it is the perfect choice. The newer SE is not worth it. It's a better chipset and it'll last longer, but are you really going to keep this phone for 5 years, or would you rather just keep it for 3? Which this one will give you 3 years of support. The newer one will give you 5 years, but the battery life will be trash in 3 years, so might as well just go with this one.
And that is basically the conclusion. Oh, wait, actually the camera. The camera on this is good. People have said it's close to the 11's camera. I don't think so. I've used this camera. This is the 10S camera, and it seems to be better just because it's a physically larger lens. Like if you look at the lens size on these, you're getting more light into a bigger sensor. So this sensor is very small. They're doing a lot of processing on the image so it does look sharp, but it's not necessarily going to appear. I prefer the images off this is basically what I'm trying to say. I prefer this. These are fine. They're acceptable. And this is being recorded on a 12 Pro Max, which is a great camera. So camera's great, battery life is acceptable, the home button is nice, Touch ID is quicker, you can't deny it, and sometimes people still wear masks, so Touch ID is better. I don't know why they don't have Touch ID, just like on the fingerprint. I have many Androids that do have Touch ID on the fingerprint, but Apple just don't do that. So, you should buy this phone if you can find it for the right price. Under $100, no more. And that concludes our video. Have a good day, guys.